Hey everyone, I am Almar of almarsguides.com, and this video here is going to cover a little bit of information on alternate advancement abilities, which is one of the core features of Everquest and my favorite feature of any MMORPG ever. Now, alternate advancement abilities can be found in your inventory. Hit I, and at the very bottom you're going to see Alt Advanced. Click on this and it's going to bring up your alternate advancement window. From here, you're able to browse all of your alternate advancement abilities and see what each one of them does. For example, you can see Combat Agility. It says the first 3 ranks of this ability increase your melee damage avoidance by 2, 5, and 10%. Additional ranks further increase this effect. So, when clicking on it, it'll tell you about what's it about in this window down here. It's going to show you the current / max. As you can see, I'm 36 out of 45. The cost is 12 alternate advancement points, which is right here. And category, it tells you what expansion it was added during. Originally, all of these were added during, or a lot of AAs were added during Luckland, which is the 3rd expansion to Everquest. And they've been continued. Sony has been continuously adding them ever since. They're one of the core features of each and every expansion. So that's something nice, and also it always gives you something to do. With each expansion, there's like an extra 800 AAs you can grind. And one thing I'd like to go through here is a little bit of how AAs work and things such as that. So in order to get AA experience, the mob you're killing must grant you experience, which means it has to be green or above. It can't be gray. That'll give you nothing. AAs work similar to levels in the sense that when you kill a mob, you get experience. In order to get AA experience for that mob, you need to enable alternate advancement, which is right here. As you can see, when I'm lowering this, it says decreases the percentage of experience which will be converted to AA experience. And it says in my chat window right here, alternate experience is off. All experience gained is currently going towards your normal experience bar, which is here. But I want more AA, so I'm turning it on and I'm increasing it to 100%, which means every little tiny bit of experience I get for killing a mob is going to go into alternate advancement, which alternate advancement actually makes your character better than levels could ever do. Getting to max level with no AAs makes you completely 100% worthless. Nobody's going to want to group with you, so don't do it. You want to stop every 5 levels and get all of the most important AAs possible, which I'm going to go over a few of them here. Now, some of the most important AAs are Combat Agility and Combat Stability. This is going to keep you alive longer. These increase your melee damage avoidance and your melee damage mitigation. So you're going to be taking less damage with each hit, and you're going to be avoiding hits with both of them. Also, on this same page, Innate Metabolism, very useful as well. It's going to decrease the food and drink that you consume, which is ultimately just going to save you trips to the bazaar and money, but that's always nice. Innate Run Speed, which is going to increase your base run speed, but it doesn't stack with movement speed effects like the Bard's Silo's Accelerando or Spirit of the Wolf. But when you have 3 points in innate run speed, it's as if you have So on at all times. And when you get 5 points in innate run speed, it's as if you have a lesser version of Silo's Accelerando on you at all times. Now, on this same very page, you have Planner Power, which raises the maximum that your statistics can be raised to with items or spells by 5 points per rank. It's not that important to get it, but it is indeed important to get that ability, because it's going to increase the, obviously, amount your attributes can be raised to. As you can see here, all of my attributes can be raised to 505, which is what they can be raised to, I'm sorry. And then you can see here my heroic stats, which will increase my attributes above what they can be raised to. Now, other things in this general tab is Origin, which you'll want to put on your bars. In order to put a usable ability on your bars, you want to highlight the ability like that, go to hotkey, click that, and then boom, you have it. And then when using that ability, it'll just put it on cooldown and all that fun stuff. I'm sure you know how using an ability works by now. Origin will port you back to your hometown. A lot of people swear by that ability, but due to the fact that I carry around gate potions and I really hate Charval, I don't use it. Now, natural durability. This is another extremely useful one in the general tab. What it does is increases your maximum hit points by a percentage. Extremely useful. Now, depending on what class you are will determine the type of AAs that you need further into the other tabs. You have Armor of Wisdom, which increases your armor class, which is useful for anybody taking any sort of hits whatsoever. Combat Fury, which gives you a chance to critically hit and also increases your chance to critically hit. This is a purely pet ability. And then you have Burst of Power, which increases your max skill cap for triple attack. Useful for any melee-oriented classes that primarily focus on attacking the mobs, auto-attacking the mobs for damage. And then pretty much the list just goes on with Destructive Fury increases increases the strength of your spell critical hits, but that needs Fury of Magic, which allows your spells to critically hit, which I'm actually going to train that right now to max it out. And ultimately, the list goes on. I have a very comprehensive list of all of the best AAs for your class on my website, which I'm going to put a link in the description for it. But when it comes to AAs, you want to be very very like informed, I should say. I'm pretty sure that would be the right word to use there. When it comes to buying these, you don't want to really waste your AAs on something useless, like on general you have innate intelligence and all of this stuff. This isn't going to raise your abilities if they're already capped out. This is mainly for super old school content like Shadows of Lucklin, when you couldn't even get all of your stats to max without without these. So these are still useful, but way later on when you've already when you've already raised the cap of all of your stats to pretty much max, and then they would come in. And even then, they're still not as useful as other stuff in here. Now, one thing that's worth mentioning as well is the more AAs you get, the harder they become to get. I think you get bonus AA experience up to 2,500 AAs, and then it starts to get toned down a bit as you go up in more and more and more AAs. So that's something to keep in mind, because if you dump all of your points into useless AAs, then you're going to have a hard time later on getting the more important AAs. So for that reason, it is extremely important to focus on the useful AAs, which don't be afraid to ask for help. People are always willing to help you out in EverQuest, and people aren't going to be mad if you ask them questions about AAs. If you don't know who to ask, just do this: /who-all, and then 95, which is the current max level. When the max level gets raised, you want to use that, and then type in your class, which for me would be Beast Lord. Do that, and there's 2 Beast Lords on right now. They're both in Bazaar, which means they're probably both traders. So what you want to do instead is /who-all 90 Beast Lord, and see who else is on, which is only me. So ultimately, somebody would probably be asking me questions about AAs. You feel free to always ask people questions. If my website didn't give you enough AA information of what you would like, and you still have a few questions, feel free to send me a private message on YouTube if you can't find anybody. Post a comment on the video. Send me an email. Anything such as that. I'm always willing to help out fans and new players that are interested in getting started in EverQuest. So that's ultimately all there is to say about AAs. The only other thing that I would like to add is, for the time being, don't get it's confusing. In here, all of these expendable AAs are useless until you've already maxed out your AAs. So, like, all of these AAs are useful to a certain extent, but as aforementioned, these are only here for people that are still grinding AAs after they've already maxed out all of their AAs. So, pretty much the special tab, forget about it for quite a while. Your main focus is going to be archetype, class, and general, maxing all of them, and then we can move on from there. If you like this video, once again, comment, like, subscribe. Also like my website on Facebook, anything such as that. I'm always willing to hear back from my fans, any information you could have that could better any of my videos or any of my guides, anything such as that. I'm always willing to hear from you guys. So I hope this video helped you guys answer some of your questions, things such as that. I look forward to hearing from you. See you all around.